So I want to ask you a question. If you had a cure for cancer, how many people would you try to get it to? You try to get it to as many people as possible. I would say it's unethical to have a cure for cancer and not to try to get it to as many people as possible. Well, you may not have a cure to cancer literally, but you have a cure to types of cancers that people are dealing with in their life, that which is eating away at their life, that which is inhibiting them from experiencing life as God intended. You have the cure for that. God is glorified through our greatness. I'm going to say that again. God is glorified through our greatness. What is greatness? Greatness is optimization. What does that mean? Does it mean you're perfect? No. Does it mean that you do everything always to the maximum of your capability? No, that's impossible. But does it mean, generally speaking, you are properly stewarding the natural abilities, the acquired skills, and the spiritual gifts that you've been given? Yes, that is optimization, family. That is meeting divine expectations of your Creator. It is your Creator making deposits into you in terms of natural abilities, acquired skills, and spiritual gifts, and expecting you to steward those gifts to the maximum of your potential. That produces the fruit of greatness, and God is glorified through that. Now, let me make a distinction here, and this distinction is between great and famous. You can be famous and not be great. You can be great and not be famous. And you can be famous and great. Doesn't matter. What should be prioritized, though, is greatness. Why, Dharius? Because greatness produces influence. And Daniels, come on, that's what we are. Daniels understand the importance of influence. This is something that I want you to be okay saying, because you understand the difference between influence and fame. Fame is about notoriety, and the person can have notoriety, increased notoriety, without any impact at all. Listen, when you get better spiritually, everything gets better. Spiritual life is not the only important part of your life. It is the most important part of your life because it affects every other part that's important. But you don't get stronger spiritually accidentally. It takes intentionality. You need to get fed, and you got to learn how to understand, how to interpret, how to apply, and how to explain the Bible. The Bible's the blueprint to your best life. And I'm going to tell you, Sunday's not enough to give you the tools that you need to get better with the Bible. I want you to join me in my community called Bible U, where I help you take your understanding, your application, and your explanation of the Bible to another level. Like we live in an era in human history where we're fortunate to have access to so many digital platforms where people can be known. We can be famous. We can go viral for all sorts of things. And I'm not against that. I'm not taking shots at that. That's just not what I'm talking about here. Influence is something different. It refers to your ability to impact people and the amount of people that you are able to impact. So I want to ask you a question. If you had a cure for cancer, how many people would you try to get it to? You try to get it to as many people as possible. I would say it's unethical to have a cure for cancer and not to try to get it to as many people as possible. Well, you may not have a cure to cancer literally, but you have a cure to types of cancers that people are dealing with in their life, that which is eating away at their life, that which is inhibiting them from experiencing life as God intended. You have the cure for that. And it's in your natural abilities, your acquired skills, and your spiritual gifts. And the posture of your heart should be, I want to. Help as many people as possible. I want to maximize my metron. I taught you that. Your metron, right? That's all I want to do. I want to maximize my metron. The influence that is possible for me is the influence that I want to achieve. And that happens through greatness, which is optimization. It is meeting divine expectations. And so this is key. This is important because this is how we occupy seats of influence as Daniels. It is also how we actually improve the quality of our own life. And here's why this character module is important. Because very often when people think about greatness, they think about competencies. And we're going to talk about competencies next month in our next module. We're going to talk about the competency of communication, and later we're going to talk about the competency of coaching. I think all of that's important. But what is key and critical and often overlooked is the character. And so when we talk about character here in the den, we're not just referring to ethics or morals. We're assuming you understand the importance of that. We're talking about traits. It is possible to be moral and miserable without developing certain character traits. What is a character trait, Dharius? It is the individual qualities or attributes that make up who a person is and what they do.